So what was it like to be a medieval warrior? Well, you had to carry a lot more equipment than you may imagine, and it was very heavy. So let's give it a go now. I'm in the museum in the clock tower in Guînes in France, and let's have a look at what we've got. We have some head protection. For example, we put that on, and to be quite honest, that's not too bad. Similar design to what the Romans used. But if you're going to put on something like this, it's much worse. Put that on, and your field of vision is not only very much reduced, but also as you move your head around, the helmet falls down with you, and it's very heavy, and it's squashing my nose. So what we're going to try now is chainmail. This is very heavy, so I'm going to try and put it on right now if I can. No, I can't do it by myself. I need assistance, so we'll get some assistance and then we'll come back. Now once you've got it on, it's not too bad, but I couldn't lift it by myself. I think I could possibly run maybe 30 or 40 meters. I don't think I could do much else. Now if you were a knight, you probably have a suit of armour, something like this. This is for people who couldn't afford the armour. Now, let's put the hat back on, the helmet. In fact, I'll put a different one on. If it goes on. No, it's not my size. I'll have to put the other one on. I think the helmet went on last. And obviously you'd have the gloves and the sword. Oops. Now the sword isn't too bad. That's quite light. It's lighter than the weapon I had when I was in the army. But I'd rather have the one I had because you can hit somebody at 300 meters with that rather than hit close. The thing is, when you're fighting with this and the helmet's moving around, it must have been really dreadfully difficult. And the loss of mobility must have really been hard. What I would prefer is something along these lines. At least that way I can see what's happening and I can fight accordingly. Now, other things which existed at the time, of course, other forms of protection for the arms. But again, to my way of thinking, when you've got that on, you're losing mobility. At Agincourt, what we know is that the French knights were cut down by the English archers. The French knights had armour. The armour probably resisted the arrows, but the horses were not armoured. There's huge amounts of arrows raining down on the knights who are attacking uphill in the mud. The horses panic, horses get killed, and once the archers have let off their arrows, they then attack with knives. And they're not with this stuff or this. They've got knives and are quite free. They've got maneuverability. The French knights could not fight back, and thus they were massacred or they were taken prisoner. And unfortunately many of those who were taken prisoner were then murdered by the English. So I'm not so certain of armoured warfare. Personally, I would rather have kept my maneuverability, although personally I'd rather not fight at all. I'm going to try and take this off by myself. I don't think I can do this. I need help.